All
Hello.
right. Hello, guys. Happy Monday. Although I feel like these days they're all the same now. Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, whatever. Oh, actually, JD, so today
Happy
is
quarantine.
your birthday, right?
Yes, today's my
Oh,
birthday.
happy
My Monday
birthday.
birthday. Thank you. Yes, it's been a
Uh,
particularly nice birthday.
it's been quite strange, I bet, yeah?
Ah, do you know what? It just feels like another day in quarantine. Um, but in my country, we say older and wiser. So maybe I have miraculously, which is just suddenly become more wise from yesterday. So I
Cool.
hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I
No,
feel
yeah, my birthday was also it was on March 2nd, so it was like right after the quarantine had started as well. And so
oh
it
no.
was, yeah, it was quite strange. I ended up, I mean, I have, a couple of flatmates, and so I was still able to celebrate like a little bit, I guess, but it was definitely a bit strange. Are
Yeah, I
you
think it's
living with other
having
people?
I live with a few people. Um one is actually another teacher at my years. So all my years. But I think my plans tonight are to play some online board games with friends at home. So it's
Oh, cool.
yeah,
So at least, like, yeah,
it's gonna be
you're doing something.
wild. Exactly. And
Nice.
hello, Federico. How are
Hi,
you?
Federico.
Welcome.
Yes, let us know. So obviously, like we know your name. If you can also tell us your city, it would be great. I know personally, I haven't done too many level 6 to 7 focus, and I know that each week we have more and more people joining us. So that way we can get to know each other a little bit. So we got Chiara from
Hi,
Milan
Kara.
joining us. Chiara, love that dog in the picture, by the
Hey.
way.
Oh yeah, great picture. Really nice. We all love dogs. But Federico, your picture is also beautiful. I love an anonymous person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trevi, so great. Oh, hi, Gabriela. I remember
Thank
Gabriela from
you.
other webinars. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
So,
Okay,
for
so
those of you who don't know us, we are both teachers from Milan. We work in the central school in Milan in Via Meravigli. Um, I am Thiago. I'm 29 years old. I am originally from Brazil, though I've spent many years in California growing up. So I kind of get a little bit of the double background. You can see my information on the screen. And I'll let Jadene introduce herself as well.
yes, okay, so I am Jadene. If anyone has stuck around from the last 2 hours, then you already know me. But I think these are all new people. Oh no, this is Katerina again. Hi, welcome back. So yeah, I am from London in England,
Great.
and yeah, I have
Fantastic.
a very mild accent. Someone asked me earlier if I was Australian, which is fair enough because I've heard that my accent isn't very English. Um, I think it is, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know what
I
the
think
others say.
especially in England, in the UK in general, I mean there are so many different accents. I mean the variety is quite
It is true.
astounding, considering especially how small it is. I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean,
way more
I
than in
think
the US even.
yeah, I thought I don't know, maybe more, or at least about the same. But I think that London tends to have a very neutral accent anyway. Um, so yeah, that's
Yeah.
what people from London sound like.
Are there differences you feel like in London, even maybe by neighborhood?
Oh, definitely. If you not so much by neighborhood, but I think by class, and no, but also by area. So if you are from East London, East or South East London, the accent is very different, much more similar to Cockney, um, or like an Essex sounding accent as well. It's also more similar to Cockney. But if you're from West or Southwest, the accents are a lot posher.
Ah,
Um,
That's a nice word,
Yeah.
posh. You want to tell them what posh means? That's a really good one.
Posh, yes. So posh is generally it means someone who has a lot of money and has been educated. I think that's where it came from. So they have what's called received pronunciation, which is the same kind of accent you would expect to hear on the news or by the Queen. So an accent where everyone can understand you. And I think probably you know the difference between Italian accents and English accents. Italian is a very open language. The English, we have very closed pronunciation. And the more posh you are, the more closed those vowel sounds tend to be. And hello, Marina.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Marina. Yes, writing from Bari. Welcome. All right, guys. Oh, fantastic. So we're going to get started with our focus today. It's going to be all about adjectives and different ways to express how you are feeling. Even in class, oftentimes when we ask you, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? It's easy to just always say the same, fine, good, I'm okay. But today we're going to be looking at some more specifics. Though I do want to point out that in our culture, a lot of the times when people ask you, how are you? People are not really asking how you are. I've had some friends tell me they found that quite strange in the US, how, if they actually answer the question, honestly, they often find that people don't really have the time to listen to them, especially if they're just kind of walking by and say, oh, hey, how are you? And, they got to keep going. So it's more of a greeting, as Jadene said. Yeah, it's just saying hi. All right. But today we will be looking at some specific adjectives and different ways to express how you're really feeling.
Exactly. So,
Hi, Eliana. Welcome.
hello. Okay, so yes, as Thiago said, we'll be talking about how we feel, trying to use more interesting adjectives as well, although I'm not sure if we'll create a role play. We'll see how the lesson turns out. So, this is a task for everyone, but Thiago will be acting as my main student. So, congratulations for
Yay.
on your new role. um, what do you usually say when people ask you, how are you? What do you think? We've mentioned a few ways earlier, some of the more maybe common and less descriptive ways, like fine, good, bad. What other kind of adjectives or phrases can we use to tell people how we're feeling?
Mm-hmm. One that I think is quite interesting, because when you look at the word, you would think it means one thing, but a lot of the times with the tone of voice is when you say, I'm all right. All right means, I'm okay. Not, amazing, not terrible. I'm all right. Even though when you look at the word all right, you would think that it's fantastic, which can mean that, but a lot of it depends also on the tone and how you say things.
Mm,
But
yes,
yeah, these
tonality is
days,
very
the
important.
quarantine, I'm all right. I'm feeling a little bit trapped.
What do you mean you're feeling trapped?
Feeling trapped.
Physically or emotionally? What's happening?
Definitely, mostly physically. Yes, I feel trapped. So trapped is so, for instance, if you have like a pest at home, for instance, even maybe like a mouse, right? And you want to catch the mouse, or maybe you can release it so it's not inside your house. You can have a trap. So something that will attract maybe the mouse inside a box of some kind, so you can close it. So if you feel trapped, you feel like you are inside, you can't go anywhere, you are exactly unable to escape. So I feel a little bit trapped, especially because here in my house, I don't have a balcony or a terrace. So I'm really inside all the time.
Wow. Yeah, that can be uncomfortable. I think we're quite lucky we do have a balcony. We have one which is bigger, but it doesn't get a lot of sunlight. And then we have a very tiny one at the back, but that's where all the sunshine is. So it's nice. You can take
I
turns to
see.
stand to
Just
stand there
stand in
like
the
this.
sun. Yeah, no, definitely. Because my apartment is on the ground floor, so
Okay.
street level, and I don't have any sun that actually hits the inside of my house at all.
Oh
So
no.
although I do have big windows, so I have plenty of light coming in, I don't have sun. So in fact, yesterday I ordered some vitamin D because
Oh no.
it's been a month, with zero sunlight, and yeah, I think I need a little bit of that.
Fair enough. That's fair. So Gabriella, she's answered, "How are your family?" The question wasn't exactly how can we ask people. It was how can we reply when people ask
Mhm.
us how we are. So how can we respond? But the second point is that even though there are different members in a family we do not count. So we count family as one thing, my family. So we would just say, how is your family? Or you could say, how are your parents? How are your brother and sister? If you want to separate them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Perfect.
Eliana, excellent. So I am, don't forget we need the verb am if we're going to use the present continuous ing. I am feeling a little bored and nervous because of this strange situation we are living at the moment. So you wrote leaving, which is when you can leave a place, you can exit a place. But living is spelt with an I. Um, exactly as Thiago has put. And Katerina, even if I am happy to see you, oh,
Ah,
I am bored because, like you said, Thiago, in this period, all days are equal. Tomorrow is the same as today.
that's
Yes,
really true. Definitely. They're all kind of the same. It's like what's that movie with the Groundhog Day? It's like always
Groundhog Day.
the same.
He wakes up every day on the same
Always
day.
the same, exactly. And she's saying that she's also worried. Really nice adjective as well. I'm worried for the
Mm.
situation. I read someone who, maybe here I would say, Katrina, I read about someone, and also here, this is the third person because it's one person, right? So I read about someone who doesn't, or I read about people who don't respect
Or
basic rules and go to the
if
beach
you're
for
reading
drinks.
about something in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Read something in the past. And really nice expression. I get goosebumps. That's fantastic.
Ooh.
So goosebumps, guys, when yeah,
Mm.
it's like a scary situation, and then the hair maybe on your arm goes up, maybe the back of your neck. Really nice word, goosebumps. Perfect.
Mm.
So yes, we have some really nice expressions here. We saw bored, nervous, strange. Eliana said a strange situation, but you can also say I am feeling strange. It's possible.
Mm.
Worried. Very nice. Really good.
Nervous. Unfortunately, not very many, very many positive adjectives, but as mentioned, it's a strange situation we're living in, so hopefully the negative feelings are not so common. Um, yeah, they're just suitable to this strange time.
Yeah.
So here we have a whole group of other adjectives we can use, but they are all mixed up, kind of. And here we have some wider categories or more general. So we have sad, angry, tired, nervous, and happy. So while Thiago and I read through this list so you can hear the pronunciation, why don't you all put these adjectives into the categories, okay? So which adjective is a synonym or is very similar to feeling sad? What's another way we can say this? And Gabriella, in this period, a lot of English
A
studied.
lot of English is studied.
So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, we can say in this period, I am studying a lot of English because we use the present continuous for something that has a long duration, and you're doing this a lot every day in this present period.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys as students, but as a teacher, these webinars have actually been really helping me stay connected and doing something. For example, this weekend, I really missed the webinars because, otherwise you're
Yeah,
just home for hours and hours and hours.
yeah.
The, it really gives me some purpose, something to do, some normalcy.
I feel exactly the same way. I used to Sunday before in my normal life. Sunday is my favorite day of the week
Uh-huh.
because usually on Saturdays it's your weekend, so you fill Saturday with things to do, or with tasks or chores. But Sunday, then you can just rest and relax. But you've earned it, you deserve it, so you really appreciate it. But
Great.
now Sunday is the worst day because I have nothing to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't appreciate it because yeah, because I is every day is like a Sunday now, so it's not like a special day. Uh,
Exactly.
Federico, in the particular in the particular situation, I found myself a cook.
That yeah, yeah, grammatically speaking, Federico, that would be okay. But if I said I found myself a cook, it gives me the idea that almost like I found a person that has now come to work for me as a cook or
Yeah,
something. You could
I
say
agree.
though, in this particular situation, I've become a cook, something
Or I
like
have
that.
discovered that I am a cook.
Yeah. I think all of us in our group chat for work, we've been sharing a lot of food pictures. Yeah. So, yeah, we have a couple answers for upset. And we have here Gabriela, who said upset is angry. And Katerina also has said sad. I think you're both right.
Mm,
I think upset is right in the middle. It can mean sad or
mm,
angry. It's a combination, I think, of
mm,
both things. I think
yeah.
technically the system is telling us it's angry, I suppose, right?
No, sad, sad.
Oh, it's giving
I
sad.
think I
Okay.
think um I think really as a synonym, upset is another word for sad, but in truth, I think when we feel upset, we can also feel angry.
Hmm.
It's something that makes us feel negative. It's if something is upset, for example, if someone has an upset stomach, it's because their stomach is unwell. So if something is upset, it's different to how it usually is in a negative way. So I think that can be sad or angry.
Exactly. And then MC, sorry if I forgot your name. So mad is under nervous and low under sad. Definitely agree with low
Okay.
under sad. Careful with
Mm,
nervous because I know that in Italian, at least, nervous is quite similar to angry. Uh,
ah,
yeah, because like
really?
to be like if you have your nerves, it's kind of like that's the idea in Italian.
Mm,
But in English, when you're feeling nervous, for instance, I might feel nervous before a presentation.
mm,
The first time I had to do a YouTube webinar, I was a little nervous.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's the
So
idea more of
I
like
think
worried.
yeah, because they're worried or also anxious. I think
Yeah,
nervous is kind of not exactly these feelings, but very similar to. It's a feeling of being unsettled and not sure what will happen in the future. Um, yes, okay, so usually we say mad is angry. If someone is mad, they are really angry. But you can also use mad, I think, as an offensive way to say if someone maybe has some kind of mental health problem that you don't know what it is. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't use it like that. because it's not nice. But maybe you'll hear it like that at some point. They say someone is mad, someone is
Yeah,
maybe
especially the
either angry.
question, like, "Are you mad? Are you mad?" Like something like that,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
are you
Are
crazy?
you crazy? Hmm.
Exactly. But yeah, so low for sad as well, definitely. What about on edge, guys? What might it mean if you're on
I think
edge?
Katerina got it.
Ah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay, yeah, again, so imagine being on the edge of something physically, like on the edge of a cliff. Maybe you will feel nervous because you don't know what will happen. You feel a bit scared, a bit worried, a bit anxious.
Hmm.
So to feel on edge is like that. But yeah, a lot of these though you could use in different ways. So for example, Gabriella, for tired, I wouldn't say I feel low, but I could say I feel like I've got really low energy.
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of energy. I don't feel like I can do a lot of things. I'm tired. Um, but on edge for happy, probably no. Uh, and exhausted.
Exhausted. I think Katerina also had that one.
Yes,
Great. Yeah,
Katerina is on fire. Exactly. So if
definitely
you're
tired.
exhausted,
You're
Thiago,
very
which
tired.
do you think is, yeah, exactly. So it's like an extreme tiredness, I think.
Hmm.
And down in the dumps. Okay, so this one Katerina has said is tired. Um, I don't know if I've seen any other suggestions for it. But usually if someone is down in the dumps, it's something that we say when someone is unhappy. Because the dump, what is a dump, Thiago?
A dump is where you would maybe, put your garbage, the trash that you it goes in the dump. The city
Yeah,
collects the trash and then takes it to the dump. So it's like a
yeah.
really,
So
really bad place.
so if your life or your situation is in the dumps and you are down there in the dumps, you're probably not going to be very happy about it. It's a sad time. Um, but down in the dumps, really, I don't know anyone who says that seriously. Yeah, well done, Eliana and Katerina as well. I don't know anyone who genuinely asks you, "Are you down in the dumps?"
Yeah,
It's
are
a
you
bit.
there?
It sounds
Exactly. Yeah.
it sounds a bit more like a joke or something you would say to a child um to make them feel better.
Yeah.
um. Okay, so we have frustrated. I saw a lot of you put already. Frustrated is a type of anger. I think the main thing about frustration is, or what makes frustration unique, is that it's when you've tried to do something multiple times, you are frustrated. Usually, you don't just feel frustration like this, it always comes after you have tried or you're failing to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have thrilled. Did anyone give an answer for thrilled?
Thrilled. I don't think. We have Gabriela. So yeah, that's a guess. Unfortunately, it's not angry. It's almost like the opposite of that.
Yeah, she's a Shogo. Why don't you tell us what thrilled is?
Yes, of course. So thrilled is when you are very, very happy.
Yeah,
Thrill. I mean, thrill. Yeah, it's like just the good emotions, good feelings. There's even
yeah, kind of
that song,
excitement.
"Cheap Thrills," right? That you guys probably know, and that's what it means. So a cheap thrill is like, I love cheap thrills. It's like, I like things that make me happy that don't cost a lot of money. So cheap
Mm.
thrills.
But usually, I think cheap thrills they're not. The thing about a thrill is it's hardly ever long term, though. A thrill is generally like a very short burst of like happiness and excitement. Another word we can use for when you're really happy is elation. So we would
Yeah,
say, I am elated.
related. Hmm.
I don't think anyone has spent a whole day being thrilled because it's a lot of energy to be that happy. Um, okay, so then we have annoyed. Yes, so Katerina
Yeah,
mentioned. So annoyed is
great.
angry. Fantastic.
Yeah,
On top
especially
of the
because
world, I
in
saw.
Italian, it's easy to confuse annoyed with bored because it's a false
Ah,
friend.
true.
Yeah, so really
That's
like that.
very true. Um, yes, okay. So, and also I saw on top of the world, happy again. On top of the world is like extreme happiness. It's the most happy you've ever been. You're on the top of the world, everything is good. And to have butterflies in a stomach is when you're nervous, because it refers to the feeling you get in your stomach. Again, just unsettled when you're not sure what will happen. So, well done, everybody. Um, Maybe while we continue, if anyone wants to tell us a time when they felt one of these emotions, if you want to, that would be really cool.
Hmm.
Have you ever felt these emotions, Thiago?
Oh yes, yeah, I think pretty much all of them. Yes.
Ooh. Which is the one you felt most recently?
Ooh, most recently, I would say. So at times I felt a bit frustrated, as I said before, for not being able
Mm,
to kind of get any sort of fresh air. So by feeling trapped inside the house, by not being able to go out because I don't have a balcony, I felt a bit frustrated of just looking, staring at the same walls all day.
mm. Oh wow,
Ah,
three people. Oh no, no, they're answering the question.
ah.
Whew, okay. And I was like,
Yeah,
why is
but
everyone
Katerina,
exhausted?
as an example for us, when I had my
Perfect.
graduation, I had butterflies in my stomach. All right, because that's a
Yeah.
big difference. Because in Italy,
Yes.
when you graduate, that's when you also have to defend, I think, your thesis and you receive
Yeah.
your grade. So it's like you're
Yeah.
super nervous, you're super on edge. Whereas
Yeah.
for us, it's
Our
like
graduation is like a
you're
party.
thrilled. Yeah, the week
Yeah, we
before, you're
already
just
know
partying.
everything. Yeah, we've not been to university for like a month, and it's just a big celebration. But
Exactly.
you can also use. I've had butterflies in my stomach for good experiences. For example, if you, I think often with romantic experiences, maybe if you go on a date with somebody, and I guess it could be nervous. But they say if you like someone, do they give you butterflies? Do they make you feel that kind of nervous, excited feeling, but in a good way?
Hmm. And I think
Okay.
it's also
So,
common not to say the whole expression. You can just say, I have the butterflies or I get the butterflies
yeah,
without saying in my
yeah.
stomach. People get what you mean. In fact, I think it's even more common when people are saying it out loud.
I completely agree. Okay, so which adjective best fits this sentence? You have all answered. Well done. Ah! After 12 hours of work, I feel absolutely exhausted. Yes. So number two and number three and number four. Yeah. Uh, I was very when my dog died. I get so when I'm stuck in traffic, and when I got my scholarship, I was. Oh, Katerina again, really beautiful. Um, Before my speech, I had butterflies in my stomach, or I was on edge. You can use either. Either really, really great. But I think maybe butterflies in my stomach is a bit more for nerves, whereas being on edge is nervous, but I think it's nervous with a lot of adrenaline for me personally.
I think so, yeah.
Um, yeah. So butterflies in my stomach is kind of like nervous, uncomfortable. I don't know what will happen. But on edge is like I'm nervous, but with a lot of adrenaline. So for example, if I'm going to give a speech, maybe I feel on edge, or if I'm waiting for some bad news or some good news.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes, we have some nice examples for number two. Yes, I would say I was down in the dumps when my dog died. Maybe if I'm saying down in the dumps, because it's already so extreme, I would maybe not say very. I was down in the dumps. Not I was very down in the dumps, but really good example. Also here, MC, like I was very upset. That works really, really well. And then 3, I get so, see, that's the other thing. That's what Jadene was saying. So see, on edge, it's more like for a really extreme situation. So stuck in
Yeah,
traffic, maybe frustrated could work quite
I
well, like
think so.
Gabriela said here.
Maybe you could maybe you could be on edge being stuck in traffic, but if there's something else, so for example, if I have 5 minutes to get to work and I'm stuck in traffic, I can feel on edge
Yeah.
because my body isn't sure what to do.
Yeah, I feel
Um,
even nowadays with the virus, when I go to the supermarket, I notice that a lot of people are on edge as they move around,
yeah,
really trying to
yeah, it is.
avoid
It's like
getting close to people.
a lot of adrenaline. If you have to run away, then I think if you're on edge, you're ready. You're ready to run away. Um, Okay, and for number 4, when I got my scholarship, 2 of you have said I was on top of the world. Lovely.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah, just to make sure
Just
that
what
hopefully you guys saw of course, the meaning here is about stuck. It's where you're unable to move. This can be, of course, physically, but also, like emotionally, you feel like you're not going anywhere. You're, in the same position. Maybe you want a promotion. You feel stuck. So you can use that. And then, yes, scholarship is money that you get for your studies that you do not have to pay back. So it's something that you just receive. Can be maybe from like a donor, an association, or the government.
Yeah, exactly. And one other thing, I just wanted to give a word, which I don't know if you would use it, Thiago, is scholarship prize money. Yeah.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's just to clarify, it's money that you get so you can afford or so that you can pay for university. It's not money to say congratulations because you did well.
Ah, yes, exactly.
Mm. Um, but yeah, so for number 1, I don't know if you would use this, Thiago, because it's maybe it's like English slang, but we would say after 12 hours of work, I feel absolutely shattered,
Ah,
which is
yeah.
just
See,
a really
shattered for me though is like when you're really sad.
no. So
I'm
shattered is like
shattered.
it just means you're extremely tired.
Ah,
Um, it's very colloquial, but it's very
shattered.
common as well. Um,
Uh, yeah, one that I would say perhaps to say that I'm really tired is to say I am fried.
oh yeah,
I know in Italian they say cooked. I feel cooked. For us, we feel fried. That's more, yeah.
and Federico agrees as well for number 4 on top of the
Cool.
world. Um, okay, so moving on. Oh, there are more. Okay, let's keep going, guys. So, Thiago, would you like to read these?
Of course, yeah. So it's easy to get blank at my little sister when she borrows my clothes. 2, before my big speech, and careful here if you do, for number 2, if you want to use an adjective, you're going to need to put to be, or you can put a verb. And he's been blank all day. I think it's because his football team lost. And 4, I was blank when I heard your good news. So I think we already have some answers coming in. C says, it's easy to get mad at my little sister when she borrows my clothes. Sure, very good. Mad. I think mad is a little more than annoyed. They could both work. Annoyed is a little less,
Mm.
I would say. Good.
My comments have frozen, but I did see earlier that uh, that Katerina put on top of the world or over the moon. And over the moon is just another
Ah.
way of saying when you're really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out. Another coming now. So I get upset. It's easy to get upset at my sister. So this is another thing in terms of prepositions. we can become mad at, annoyed at, or frustrated at. But when we use the word upset, we usually use the preposition with. So I get upset with my little sister, or I'm upset with this situation, etc.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then we have number 2 here. Before my big speech, I was on edge. Good. So you put the verb here. Again, yeah, on edge can be a bit extreme, but sure, it could work, especially if it's a speech that, there's a lot counting here. Maybe, yeah, again, if you're graduating and you have to give like a speech that will count towards your final grade. So there's a lot, I would say, like a lot at stake. Perhaps, yeah, on edge would work.
I think for me, I'm very nervous with public speaking, so probably I would feel on edge. Just like, I don't know what will happen. Oh, I'm so excited, and maybe I'll vomit.
Yeah, at 3 we have low. MC and Katerina said low. He's been low all day. I think it's because his football team lost. Yeah, sure. That definitely works. I guess personally, I don't use low that much to talk about sadness. I guess I would understand it, but would you use it,
Mm,
Jadene? Like he's been low.
maybe. I think low is a very, it's a kind of a mild way of saying that I've been feeling a bit down. Maybe I'd say
Down.
I'm
I'm
feeling a
feeling
bit
down.
low. But usually is not for me. It's not at something specific. So something specific doesn't make me feel low, but maybe a situation or yeah, a few things happening. It's more of a general feeling. I'm just generally feeling more sad than usual. I'm feeling a bit low.
Exactly. And then 4, we got both Katerina and MC said that I was thrilled when I heard your good news. Yes,
Mm,
really nice.
yeah.
Also, as Jadine said before, thrilled tends to be kind of like a temporary sort of happiness. So, if you hear someone's good news, yes, you're happy for them for a bit. Whereas the on top of the world is more something that will last longer. So great, guys. Fantastic.
Yeah, probably you don't feel on top of the world at someone else's news, but maybe if
Yeah.
their news is really good,
Yeah, or if
it
it's like
can
a
lift you.
really good friend, someone you really, really care about, if it's your child, yeah, you'd feel more on top of the world.
Yeah. So I just want to see where this is going. Okay, so we've got like 10 minutes left. And yeah, I want you guys to now use some of these adjectives. Okay, so
Oh,
give
there you
us
go,
some
shattered.
example sentences. Oh, really?
Yeah, shattered, over the
Oh
moon. They're both there.
my goodness! I don't know how that happened. Maybe I'm magic. Why is that there? Well, I'm
They just
also
added
over
it.
the
They
moon.
heard it and they edited the slides.
That's crazy. That's really, really strange. Okay. Um, but yeah, so everyone, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling in this period? We're all about to become best friends, so share with us. And Thiago, we've discussed your emotions a bit. But maybe why don't you think back to yeah, to a time pre-quarantine
Hmm.
and tell us of a time when you experienced some of these emotions.
Sure, let's see. So actually, okay, one I can talk about is that when when I started working for my English school, I was on top of the world because I had been trying to stay in Italy. I had studied here and I really wanted to live here like for a long period of time, but it was quite difficult to, get a job that would allow me to stay in the country. And I was ready to actually go somewhere else because I couldn't really find a job that would help with the documents and everything that was necessary. And so, just as I was about to give up, I was feeling very frustrated, looking for jobs, etc. I was offered a position at Maes, and so I was on top of the world when that happened. I don't hear anything anymore. Now it's back, I think.
Oh, it's such a nice story. Thank you for sharing that. It was
That was
beautiful.
over. Ah, that's
And Katerina has also given us so arrive. I think I'm also. Oh, am I back? Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, it was kind of cutting a bit, but now I can hear you fine.
Okay. So okay, two things. So MC over the moon exactly just means on top of the world is really happy. Um, Katerina, when you said when my cat arrived at home, we use the preposition at to talk about at home when we are staying in a location. So full position, I am at home. But if my cat arrived or went or came, this is more of an active action, so we don't need the preposition at. So we can just say when my cat arrived home. 7 years ago, I was over the moon. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Gabriela also has a really nice example. She says, so I am on top of the world because I baked a good sachet cake. Really nice.
Oh, I don't know
Wonderful.
what is a sachet cake?
So I believe it's that Austrian cake. So it's sort of like chocolate cake of some kind. Yeah, it's in
Okay.
Vienna especially. I think it's quite popular. But correct me if I'm wrong, Gabriela. It's the one that they like write something on top with the chocolate as well.
Okay.
Wonderful. One thing I wish I could do more is bake. See, I can cook pretty well, but I am terrible when I have to measure things just right or get just the right temperature. I'm good at improvising, so I cannot bake every time I try. Maybe if I bake like 5 times, I will get one right, but mm-mm.
Now is the time to try, you know?
It is, but then I'm afraid of wasting ingredients,
Mm.
because then I don't want to like use all my flour to bake something and then, I have to throw it out and then have to buy more flour because now I'm avoiding the supermarket.
Aw. And what was I saying? Oh, I don't know. But no, I think the thing with cakes though and baking is that maybe they don't come out really well, but I feel like they never come out really bad. You know, like maybe there's something not great, like it's not the best cake ever, but I don't think it's ever a really bad cake.
Yeah,
It's
I can
just
always eat. Maybe it's the consistency more than anything that sometimes is a bit off. But yeah, you're right. You can still eat it. Oh, that's really cute, Emanuela. So today I'm on top of the world because I have free time with my daughter.
mm.
Or because
Oh,
I
she's
can
corrected
spend some free
perfectly.
time. Wonderful.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Oh yeah, Gabriela.
Yes.
So it's like a chocolate and jam cake. Yeah.
Okay.
And Federico's telling us I'm on top of the world because what's good? Maybe it was a typo. Let us know, Federico, what you mean there. Because I
Today,
made
because
maybe
today.
today. Okay, the GT, good one. Because today I made my first tiramisu. Nice.
Woo!
Yes, and tiramisu means like to bring me up, right? To make me happy. So that's good.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
how
like
lovely.
tiramisu, like bring me up.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I love tiramisu.
Yeah.
And okay, MC. I am a little exhausted. I like that. I like the concept. A little exhausted. Because this morning I woke up early. How early? What time did you wake up? And okay, to confirm, I baked my first tiramisu.
Yeah, you can say
So bake.
make, or actually, but tiramisu you don't bake. Because to bake, Federico, is something that we do in the oven. So, usually a lot of cakes, yes, we bake. Pizza, we bake. So it needs to go in the oven. If I'm not mistaken, tiramisu you don't bake, right? You just you
I don't think
assemble.
so. Yeah, put together.
Yeah, to assemble, to put together. Put together. But nice, attempt there. Yeah. At 7 o'clock. Wow. Yeah, that is very early. Do you do smart working? Do you work from home, MC? 'Cause that's very early. These days, I usually wake up at 11 or 11:30, so I've been sleeping a lot.
Oh, YouTube keeps rejecting my comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, MC is
Thank
smart
you.
working. Just likes to be early. We can call you an early bird.
Early bird, yes. Jadine, what about you? Are you more of an early bird, or are you a night owl?
I think neither. At the moment, definitely a night owl. But in my usual life, in my past life, um, I like to get up early, but not too early. So maybe a little bit before 8, or maybe 8 o'clock.
Gabriella's telling us that she had butterflies in her, or butterflies, I would put it in the plural. Gabriella had butterflies in my stomach when I got married. Yes, that's sight immense.
Oh, how
It's
lovely.
a
Do you
very
still get butterflies?
stressful day. So I guess Jadine, we lost her. So maybe wait, guys. Yeah, keep the comments coming. I'm going to open up the slides. Here we go. All right. Great. So we have. Oh, hi, Jadine. I got the slides up in the meantime.
Okay, I'm sorry. It just kicked me out. I
No,
don't know
no,
what
no,
happened.
no problem. Andrea has another example for us. So I work from home since the 21st of February, and I'm
Mm.
really, ooh, that's a nice thing to talk about here, Andrea. Okay, so just a couple of things. So if we're talking about so when it's number one like that, OMC, who can you not hear either of us? Yeah, 21st. Um, and I would say bored. So, so usually when we have the ed, it's about how we feel. So you can feel bored, you can be interested, you can be thrilled, like Katerina's example right here. And when we use the ing, it's basically describing the quality of something, so the characteristic of it. So, see, I am bored because staying at home is boring. I was interested because the lesson was interesting.
Mm.
So ed is usually how you feel. So see, if you say someone is boring, you're saying that that's their
They
quality,
make you feel bored.
characteristic. They make you feel bored. Exactly. Okay, and Katerina is thrilled because I baked some delicious green cabbage chips. Ooh, that sounds really nice, actually. Never heard of that. Green cabbage chips. Yeah, cabbage is definitely a word, yeah.
Um, Okay, so maybe then for our last minute, we can just do a quick summary. And if any of you have any questions, just ask now. Now is the time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I don't know, I feel scared now. Um, so yeah. So any questions, guys?
Yeah, so if while we wait for the questions, guys, so just a couple of little things as we review here. So some important things. Remember, nervous in English does not mean angry. Nervous is more of a feeling of anxiety. So yeah, just like in the example. So when you're feeling nervous, some good expressions we can use is to be on edge or to have the butterflies in your stomach. Um, what else? Some other differences, especially that we can focus on. Oh, yes, another one can be to be annoyed, because that's a false friend to the Italian speakers in the group. So annoyed means angry. That's a type of anger. Okay, so it doesn't mean bored.
Okay. So that's the end of the lesson, guys. But thank you all for being so interactive. It was so nice to meet you all. And just one point, Emanuela, um, to exceed something is to go beyond something. And usually you don't go beyond in an exam because you have a certain number of marks you can get only. So we would just say I didn't pass the exam. Okay. Thank you,
That's
everybody.
it. Thank you, guys, and have a lovely afternoon. Maybe see you guys later for another webinar.